Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Fall 2021 content update. Sorry this is a little bit late. I'll talk little bit about this more towards the end of the video, but, lately I've been kind of feeling discouraged and, just uninspired. So, basically it's on me. Ideally I like to get these videos out during the first of, or the start of the new quarter of the year. But this is a little bit late. We're already in the second week of October, but figured it's better late than never to at least get this out and to let you guys know the stuff that I have planned, as well as cover the stuff that I, did over the summer of 2021. So let's get into that now. So if you're just tuning in and you haven't been sort of paying attention for the summer on this channel, I don't think you really missed much. Honestly, I was basically filling in the gaps because I didn't have a concrete idea. There wasn't like major stuff happening basically for the summer of 2021, at least on this channel. I was catching up on my games and kind of working at that, but in terms of the content and stuff, there isn't really a lot of noteworthy stuff. I would say the only stuff that I would say or encourage you to check out, I unboxed the brand new Microsoft Surface Laptop 4. And also took a business trip to New Jersey and actually filmed some of my adventures there, I guess. It was the first time I was actually traveling alone, so that was a bit of a cool experience. And then the only other thing as well would be the Max Payne 3 multiplayer. The servers got shut off for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, so I did a final farewell video with my kind of final matches of multiplayer in that game. So that combined with basically just the laptop and the travel vlog videos was basically the only noteworthy stuff I think that you might be interested in if you haven't checked it out already. The only thing as well, the previous video I uploaded before this was a gameplay discussion video, and towards the end of that video I discussed that I came to the conclusion that I'm actually going to put a halt on those gameplay discussion videos. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I found it increasingly difficult to come up with actual current topics. I've done a lot of those videos, but at the same time, I felt that I was pushing myself to discuss things that I wasn't really passionate about discussing. And so, rather than just kind of put out a video for the sake of putting out a video, I'm going to kind of take a back step and kind of look at that and kind of, I'm not going to stop doing gameplay discussions altogether. I'm still going to do them, but they're just going to be more sparingly done. And when I do them, it's going to be about a topic that I actually want to discuss, something I'm actually passionate about, something that, I actually am knowledgeable about discussing, or at least just want to get my opinion out there, rather than me just sort of, I need to put out a video this week, so just get something done, put it out there, which is kind of what I was doing, honestly, with a bunch of those videos. So, those aren't going away completely, but you may not see them for a little while. Again, I might bring them back a couple months from now, but it's not going to be like a regular thing like it was previously. So that's the only thing I wanted to mention if you didn't watch that previous video that I uploaded before this one. So, other than that, for the fall of 2021, this is going to take us through the end of the year, if you could believe it. We're already through 2021. Usually this time of year, is pretty exciting. We get basically the last of the games being released, all the blockbuster hits kind of coming out, and we have events and things that I sort of like to partake in. Most noteworthy is the Game Awards. So the Game Awards is typically an award show that I have gone to ever since the very first one in 2014 when it got rebooted with Jeff Keighley. I've been to every single one with the exception of last year, which was obviously a digital-only event because of COVID. Now, this year, it is going to be open to the public. Jeff Keighley actually confirmed it's going to be an actual in-person event. However, for the sake of my health and also responsibility, just being better to be safe than sorry, we're still in the midst of this pandemic. This is still actually going on, and it's probably going to be with us for the rest of our lives. The thing is, we don't have a good handle on this situation yet. I think that's very clear that people are still getting sick. There are still people dying, but it's not as widespread as it was when it first started, but it's still out there. You can't just sit there and ignore the problem. It's still very much real. And so rather than sit there and go to the Game Awards, which again, I very much want to go to, and be in an auditorium with thousands of people who, God knows what they're feeling. Some people, you can't trust people to be responsible and to make the actual smart decisions and to actually look out for others. You can't do that. I think that this pandemic and everything that's been going on in the world for the past year and a half has been evident enough that people just don't give a shit about each other. So rather than sit here and, just sort of be like, oh, it's fine, I'll be okay, just gotta, be optimistic, I'm just gonna be, again, safe rather than sorry, and I'm not gonna go this year. Again, regardless of it being an in-person event, and regardless of them taking precautions, whatever that means, to actually prevent this from being widespread and being, putting the people in danger. I want to be smart about this and logical, and the smart and logical decision is to give it another year and to basically wait until the majority of the world has a better handle on the situation, because we do not right now. So, while I would typically be recording me going to the Game Awards and giving you guys my thoughts and stuff, I am only going to be watching it online, probably like the majority of you. And maybe I'll cover it in a separate video. I'll give you guys my thoughts. I think I did something about that last year, but I don't remember. But yeah, essentially that's it, all right? So I'm not going to the Game Awards. I'll be looking to attend next year. And again, kind of heartbroken over that, because honestly, I've been going since the very first one in 2014 that Jeff Keighley did. I love going to them. They're fantastic, and you get to see all these cool bands and musicians play as well. It's just a really fun time. But again, I need to be logical here and smart, and I'm not going to put myself at risk for the sake of having fun for a few hours at night on that Thursday evening that it's actually commencing. So that is off the table, all right, at least in the typical style of video that I would normally do for that. Other than that, I have to say, and I'll just quickly cover the stuff that I definitely have planned, and then I'm going to get into basically my thoughts, my mindset, and kind of where I've been for the past few weeks. So November is Halo month. Now, Halo Infinite launches in December, I know, and I'm looking forward to it. Been loving the betas and stuff that they've been having. But the reason I say that November is Halo month is because, if you are unaware, Microsoft is shutting down the servers for all the Halo games on Xbox 360 come the end of November. So what this means is that I'm going to be returning to Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4's multiplayer on Xbox 360 before they shut down the servers. Just like I did with the Max Payne 3 video and the Uncharted multiplayers from a few years ago, I'm going to be covering a video where I'm going to be playing my final matches of those games on Xbox 360, and it'll be a really good time, and I hope you guys will join me for that. Now, in addition to that, I've actually never played the original Halo trilogy. In fact, I tried playing Halo 3 a few times back when that game was new and relevant, but for some reason, I don't know what was going on in my life, I just could never get through it. There was always something that kind of popped up or prevented me from actually beating the game, and I just kind of gave up on it after all these years. Well, I'm actually going to go back, and I've actually already went back, but I'm going to be uploading a video of my basically impressions of playing through the original Halo campaign, Halo 2, and Halo 3's story. Okay, so in addition to the multiplayer farewells, you'll also get my full impressions on the original Bungie trilogy for Halo, which is actually pretty exciting because, again, I never played those games. I never got to experience that original story arc. So it was pretty exciting to go back and play those games, and I can't wait to share with you guys my thoughts on after having to finally experience the original story and saga of Master Chief. So that is definitive, all right? November is going to be jam-packed with just mostly the Halo content, and, December I'll try to think of other things sort of in between. Actually, truth be told, there's literally captured content, like just stored on my PC that I just need to edit and make into a video for you guys. And it's just kind of been sitting there for a few months at this point. If you are following me on Xbox Live, you've already know that I've kind of been going back and playing through a bunch of those Xbox 360 games, at least the launch year ones, in my collection. And so I have basically a bunch of videos to just edit and render out for you guys regarding that. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to upload a bunch of old games on the channel at once. I want to mix it in with sort of the current stuff so that it's not like 3 months of me just playing through older games on the channel while, you know, I'm also playing through some current games as well. I want it to be sort of a mix in between, where you guys have sort of the current stuff going on, and then, you know, once in a while, sort of in between, you also have the reminiscing videos returning to classics and things like that from my childhood, games that I've enjoyed. And with that being said, you know, listen, I've been trying to adhere to a schedule with uploading videos, and I always do this to myself because this is what I thrive on. I thrive on making it a job, making it work, you know, where I'm just sitting here and trying to adhere to a certain set of objectives because I feel like I can rely on me telling myself to do things at a certain time, which I do. Normally, you know, with my day-to-day life, I like to plan everything out and everything's executed at a certain time on a certain day, and it's very repetitive and rather boring. This is what I've been trying to do with the channel this whole year, and as you can clearly see, you know, honestly, I've basically stuck to that schedule pretty tightly when it comes to me uploading content. There's only been a few times where I've actually deviated away from that, and I've always kind of got myself back on track and made up for the lost time. However, you know, I'm sitting here and I'll just be honest, for the past few weeks, I've just been feeling super uninspired and discouraged, which is kind of the reason why this video in particular has been uploaded so late. I don't know if it's burnout or if it's just me creating content that I myself don't particularly care about, but a change needs to be implemented. And for the longest time, I sat here and I've been telling you guys about my backlog and me trying to catch up on games, and I've always been sort of, you know, giving you guys this sense that eventually things will be different. And it occurred to me a few weeks ago, because I started asking myself, what would change if I didn't have anything on my backlog? Like, what would change if I was now playing Far Cry 6 that just released, and you know, about to pick up other games as well that are coming out this month? Like what would change on the channel? And I didn't have a definitive answer on that at all. Like, I literally had no plan where once I caught up with basically the current releases, what would I do differently on this channel that I can't do now? And it's this realization where I've basically come to an understanding where instead of trying to sit here and act like I am limited in any way, the bottom line is that I think I've misunderstood what you guys really watch this channel for and why you tune in the first place. While it would be cool to sit here and give you guys impressions for the current games that are just coming out, and it's live, it's happening in the moment, and you know, you can come to me for reviews or anything like that. While that would be great, what I think is the core of why you guys watch me in the first place is not the type of content that I release, but rather my personality that is injected into the content that makes it my own. And honestly, I'm humbled that many of you value my opinions so much that it actually does matter, and you do want to hear, you know, me speak about some of these things and my thoughts on games and all that stuff. And it's a passion that I share with many of you, and again, you find value in my thoughts and my criticisms as well as the stuff that I care about. I have seemed to forgotten about that. You know, I realize that by no means do I have to sit here and force myself to put out content at a certain time. I'm not doing YouTube for a job. It's not an aspiration of mine to do YouTube as a job. You know, I'm doing YouTube because I just like doing YouTube. It's been a hobby of mine since I was 13, 14 years old when I first uploaded, you know, my first video on this channel, and then my last channel before this, which got deleted. You know, again, it's like I've been doing YouTube for such a big part of my life that it's just part of me. It's just who I am. It's my identity. And I've never been the first to anything. I've never been the best at anything. But people still watch. And it has nothing to do with being the first or the best or uploading in the most pristine quality. It's just personality. You know, people identify and value certain types of opinions, and for whatever reason, you guys like this channel for me. So what I need to do, honestly, is I just need to sit here and stop trying to force myself to adhere to certain limitations and certain rules and schedules and stuff, because it doesn't need to be that serious. That's not the point of me doing this. It's not to sit here and, again, have it replace my full-time job. It's not what I want. It is not what I want. And I need to recognize that, and I think it's also not the reason that you guys watch. So instead of sitting here and trying to, tell you that, oh, I'm going to catch up on backlog, I'm going to do current content, just wait, I'm just going to upload stuff. I'm just going to upload impressions for games and things like that I used to do. And guess what? If they're months late, a year late, so be it. But I don't think many of you would care so greatly, so deeply, that, you're not going to sit there and say, well, I'm not going to watch that because I already played the game. Maybe some of you will, but I think the majority of you would probably be interested in watching it, even if it's a game that came out 2-3 months, ago, and say, oh, I wonder what he really thought of this. Especially after you having played it probably and beaten it by then, and then it's like you can compare your feelings and your opinions with mine. And, it's okay. It's okay. I just need to keep telling myself that. Like, there's nothing to worry about here. I haven't created an environment where it's like I'm so afraid to take risks that I just, I don't move or I don't budge, It's like I'm not in that situation where it's like I need to think about this from a really, business standpoint, and one wrong move could result in my whole livelihood being destroyed. It's like, it's a hobby. Just chill, relax and chill, have a good time, and enjoy yourself while you're doing it. That is the fucking point. So that's what I'm going to do. And honestly, I haven't been able to really... I still don't think I'm able to articulate myself very well when it comes to those feelings, just because they're so complicated. And, my mind's in 1,000 different directions, and I'm busy with life stuff and work and things like that, But, again, as far as right now and what I'm feeling, I hope that it at least makes sense the way I've communicated it to you guys. And I'm going to try just to... take a more relaxed approach to things. That's all. That's just the bottom line here. I'm just going to try and take a more relaxed approach with things, make it fun, and enjoy myself while doing it. And ultimately, I think that will end up better for you guys, because it's like, oh, now he's, you can tell when I'm passionate about things versus when I'm doing things just for the sake of doing them. I think anyone can see through that. It really does affect the content. So ultimately, that's all I wanted to make this video about. I know that there isn't much that I've talked about in terms of stuff that's definitively planned for the remainder of the year. With me not attending the Game Awards, that's not happening, but I know the Halo month and that event, and me covering the multiplayer and the campaign, revisiting those, that's definitely going to be happening in November. And like I said, I have a bunch of videos that are just stored on here, but in terms of where I'm at right now, I just beat Scarlet Nexus, which I enjoyed. It was a decent game. Felt like it could have been half as long. But I just beat Scarlet Nexus, so I probably won't upload start the impressions videos with that. Instead, what I'm going to do is the next game I'm actually starting is The Ascent, which is on the Xbox Series X. It's like a top-down twin-stick shooter with basically some RPG elements. It looks really cool. It looks really interesting. I like the world design. So I'm going to be playing that this weekend. I'm going to be starting that, so I might upload a first impressions. Again, maybe I'll do some live commentary stuff in between. I'm just going to take a relaxed approach for it, and I think that what I'll do is I'll look at it by a game, sort of a case-by-case scenario, where certain games will benefit from certain styles of content versus others. But again, I'm not going to sit here and adhere to only doing one thing. I think that's actually a strength on this channel, is the fact that it's never been the same thing. I've never sat here. If there's one thing I can say about, myself, is that when people who subscribed 5 years ago did not subscribe for the same reason as many of you who did a year ago. Many of you who subscribed to me a year or two ago, completely different reasons than those who, did 5 or 7 years ago. The content changes all the time, which is fun because it's, you never know really what you're getting, but at the same time, it's also negative. It works against me. But again, take a relaxed approach and just make sure that you're enjoying it. That's the only thing that really matters. So, okay, I'm going to start repeating myself here. I hope you guys, I just want to say thank you. I don't think that, many of you guys realize, but the comments and stuff that you guys realize, it really does help. All the likes and stuff on the video does help. Even those of you who have watched this channel for years and you've never commented or liked, you never interacted with me in any way, I appreciate it. And it doesn't go unnoticed. And, there are days where, again, I was feeling discouraged a few weeks ago, and some of your guys' comments are just, honestly, they really do a lot. I just want to let you all know, they really do a lot, and I really do appreciate it, the love and the support. And just, just being kind and understanding as well, it really does go a long way, and I just want to let you all know that it matters a lot to me. So, regardless of how you enjoy the content, whether you just watch and then just leave, or if you like, or if you comment, or do all of the above, thank you guys just very much for just sticking in there, and just, for being patient and being understanding. And I hope that, you guys could at least understand where I'm coming from in this video, and the stuff that I do have planned coming up, or at least, the changes that I'm going to be implementing when it comes to my approach to the content, is good news for many of you, and is exciting, and, again, you understand where I'm coming from. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you whenever the next video gets uploaded. Thanks.